IO +1 combinations, you know, they got to train for a lot. How much do you feel like that's going to impact this game?
I think Notel is one of the most talented players in Dota history, and I think he's got it. I think he's gonna be on point. This is a very important game. He's gonna show up. I think OG might have an edge if they show up. They dominate the safe lane. I think they probably can. Like, they can dominate the safe lane, and this Sumail's not gonna wait for his item. He's gonna go and get them. He's gonna farm the enemy. That's how I can see this game going. And I got OG.
I mean, I think that a lot of people would like to see OG take this one, even the Team Nigma fans perhaps, because that means we get more Dota between these two teams. And I think we're all for that. I know two people that are definitely all for that, Sunspan and Cinderin, ready for game 2.
Thank you, Shiver. Cinderin, is this an Alchemist game?
Yes.
How do you know?
There's an Alchemist on the Dire team.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you, Rich.
They've already smoked up, and it's going to be broken, and Soxa was in the trees, so it's like they'll be spotted out.
I gotta say, before we get started here, yeah, so it looks like nobody's going to run into each other here yet, at least. I really liked seeing this draft. I think it was very clear, like the panel were talking about how much flex mattered in it. Like, both teams were consistently trying to outsmart each other by picking a hero that can play another 3 roles, etc., etc. And they end up with a 5 Razor, offlane Alchemist, and finally last pick Miracles mid Ember. And this is a very good Ember game. Nice deny there from Soxa. I think Ember is a really good hero against, first of all, against Centaur, because it's something that Stampede can't get you away from. The slide chains are very reliable and strong setup for Luna as well as Tusk to connect. It's a good spell against Windranger. And also against like Hoodwink. Like, I find that any mid hero, any of the spirits in this game would actually have been good, right? When you look at the Radiant lineup. Something that can outrange the Centaur and escape, something that can dodge the Shackle Shot and the Bushwhack. It's a very high skill game for Miracle, where if he does a very good job, there's so many big plays to be made, but it's also a bit of a minefield, so has to be on his toes here. Cool draft though. OG getting IO Gyro.
I mean, individually, like looking at some of these here, first of all, we get to see Alchemist, which isn't the most popular hero these days, offlane, which means he probably, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll be going for Ag's Gift at some point. That was the standard, at least back in the day. We see a position 5 Razor. What the hell, Cinderin? As you can see, the Kuroki's Razor history here, and not that many games.
It's true. He lost with it back in October 2014, and he was like, for a lot of dual lanes, to play in quote-unquote unfavorable matchups is to avoid the fight ever happening, right? Like, they're actually just going to keep doing this, and they're going to send down Mana Regen on Kuro, as well as Mind Control, probably getting... Does he have a Soul Ring already coming down here? No, he doesn't. But I do reckon he will get a Soul Ring. And you just keep pushing it. That means Io and Gyro don't get to play aggressive anymore. Concoction.
We have the home missile coming out, but the concoction early level from Mind Control.
Pretty good damage.
Applying a lot of pressure here as Topson again gets first blood mid lane. So these guys in their mid lane, I'm expecting Topson to die in about 15 to 20 seconds for no particular reason. This is like ridiculous, like level 2, level 3 deaths. That is not super common at all as Miracle comes back to lane, so he'll be at the disadvantage, but he has the HP advantage right now.
I think in this game, the kill mid was more likely than in the last game.
True.
I think Windranger does have, with how, especially knowing Topson's player personality, right? He's possibly the most hyper-aggressive mid laner when he has a favorable matchup. So he's literally just constantly running at him and harassing him. Bottom lane, lots of damage once again. Io, one of the better supports at dealing with this from a defensive perspective of keeping the carry healthy, but not very good at pushing out the wave. So once again, they're just going to keep shoving this into the Gyro and Io in the bottom lane, and then pulling non-stop. Same story from Nigma.
And I mean, this is just going to force OG to buy even more in the way of regeneration as well. You see that's coming out in the courier, but talk to me about Razor versus Gyro. Is it the idea that static link is just even more effective on Gyro once he gets Ag? It's basically like you're taking double damage away from him in some respects, right?
Right. As far as the core matchup goes, the idea is that Gyro's late game and mid game contribution is so much from flat cannon and the second flat cannon in a fight with the 18-second cooldown. If you static link full drain, Gyro struggles in a lot of fights to get that damage output out. And like you said, it's great against the eggs too. So that is the idea as a core. As a support in this game, I don't know if Kuro can rely on finding a link on Gyro. He's obviously going to try, but I think OG's job here will be to make sure the support Razor just doesn't get into the fight.
Top lane with
If
the
he
Ice
starts
Shard
running at
with
that
the
Gyro,
tag team, but the Bushwhack is there from Soxa to save Seb. We'll talk about the Centaur in just a moment, Cinder, because you know me and him go way back in terms
you're a
of...
fan.
It's not as much anymore, I'll be honest, but
Radiant
you know,
structures
it is
are
what it is.
fortified.
We've had our time in the sun. Sometimes you just got to move on. But you talk about how it's not particularly good against the Ember, but what about versus everybody else this game? Is it just like one of those generic off-lane heroes where, you know, it's not like he's terrible by any means, but does it have like a really good place going to the mid game?
I think it's a good hero against Luna. The way Luna lineups work is a lot about balling up, getting in there with Eclipse, dealing a lot of damage when the fight is contained, and Centaur can break that up with one button, as long as you're not caught by chains, right? Or a concoction, they can reset. I think it was also just a, like, not just that, but it's also about what hero pool OG usually play with, right? Like some of Seb's heroes were banned in the last phase, and they want something that pairs well with a Hoodwink in lane. Centaur Hoodwink is a very strong burst lane. It's the kind of heroes that Hoodwink really loves to play with in lane, are the ones where you hit a Bushwhack and the fall off is so overwhelming that you can find kills. Alright, well, gotta hit it though.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I mean, it's only a level 1 double edge. Like, how much kill potential do they actually have? Because back in the day, the kill potential with Centaur, okay, he's going to get stuck in the shards. The Lucid Beam is there as well. The Fairy Fire is going to keep him alive. He gets the kill first, but falls shortly after the ILTW.
Not bad from Seb to trade there, actually. Sure, the kill goes to Soxa, but I thought that was just going to be 1 for nothing. But he did have the damage. I want to point out, by the way, Topson is dumpstering Miracle this game. This is not even remotely close. Last game, he got the first blood, Miracle got it back, and then they kind of equalized. Topson is 1,000 net worth ahead minute 5. He is completely ruining Miracle's lane. 37 and 11 against 18-0. I have not seen Miracle lose a lane this hard in this qualifier so far. That's a really good sign for OG. Miracle's level 4. Topson is almost level 7 in this lane.
It's almost a 3-level advantage. Holy
just
gee,
relentless.
That's crazy. But there is some comeback potential from Ember as a hero, as Seb is going to die again top lane. So a couple early deaths for him, which will provide Soxa with some much needed levels. I guess you could take it as a silver lining, if nothing else. But yeah, what is the comeback potential for Ember this game? It is a hero that can come back, but in what scenarios will he need to find them?
Yeah, Ember usually comes back through plays, right? If he has a hard time, going to farm a lot will generally be a bit slow. All right, check shot. I'm gonna connect. But who do you connect with? Probably you play around the Tusk, I would imagine. Try to find some good kills together on side lanes. IO Gyro are very susceptible to Ember rotations because they don't have any lockdown. So Ember can just get on top of them and chase them down. You can relatively easily slide dodge the rocket if you have good timing. So I would like to see Miracle go there for his first play, if he can get to that bottom lane.
Yeah, No Tail actually baited out the static link on to himself, and then just tethered away, and that's what set up a nice kill here for Sumail. So that was actually a really smart play from No Tail. Very high IQ. No Tail, and I mean, these players in this game have so much history in Dota. They've played like every freaking hero between him and Kuroki.
Like sometimes, I'm sorry, but sometimes I feel like the way OG used the chat wheel and the tips and stuff is just Markov chain. Like, they kill Kuro, he goes, I love this game so much, man, Banjo charge, and then he tips Miracle mid. Like, what did this have to do with literally anything?
The whole idea is to be as random as possible, so that thought that's going through your head is going to be a focus fire mid right now, Miracle.
He's just pressing all of his buttons.
I mean, confusion.
All right, we did something good, guys. Rolls hand over keyboard, you know?
Yeah, it's all about the chaos. 100% it's about the chaos.
But you're right, like, the thing you were saying about playing all these heroes at this level, right? Like, at this point, there's... The biggest surprise in this game will not come from, like, the playstyle of the players and what their heroes can pull off. It's the strategy itself, right? In the draft, I think Alchemist pick caught OG off guard, but they adjusted well on the fly. And... honestly, though, if Topson hadn't been destroying Miracle this hard, that's true. That is true. Really sorry about that. If Topson hadn't been running mid over this hard, Miracle will be in a, or Nigma in general will be in a pretty good position in this game. So there obviously is that individual skill factor. I don't think this mid lane goes like this every game. Like if they play it 10 times, Miracle loses this hard maybe once or twice. So really big for Topson to come up like that in this deciding game for them. They have
the crazy thing is that could have gone the same way last game if he just didn't die right after he got the original kill, right? Because that's when you typically snowball.
I don't think the matchup allows for it. I don't think, even if Hoodwink gets the first kill on Invoker, I don't think you can win the lane this hard. But with Windranger, you can't. Oh my god, he's pushing him so hard.
That's a lot of damage. That
Miracle forced away.
Doesn't
Doesn't even get his own range pick of the tower.
Oh, we see a Stampede. They're going to try to go for ILTW. Ice Shards are there. The break now. They block them out. Very nicely done. The homing missile was very close, but no cigar. So Sumail, that's the first attempt at the relocate gank. And back he goes to farming in the bot lane. He's pretty close to his Maelstrom. Do you want to see any particular build? Is it always Aghanim Scepter after this? I've seen a little bit of leeway in the build for Gyros, but what would you prefer this game? As Mind Control, taking a Focus Fire. As the concoction out, it looks like it'll create enough space here. Topson will not find
this will be a big kill.
Okay, this will be a big kill for Miracle if he can get it. Windrun is there for Topson. He's continuing on with that Focus Fire. My god, the duration of this is insane. Gets off the power shot. That'll lead him into a kill, but the untimely death, that is exactly what Miracle needed.
That is actually such a dream outcome for Topson. Considering you're getting jumped by 3 or 4 heroes, not only did you get a kill, but you got killed by Tusk.
Yeah.
It was not the Ember that found that kill bounty. So, and forced a big rotation from Nigma. I don't think he feels too bad about that. The logic in this move from him to begin with is to shut down the Alchemist farming the jungle, right? But
yeah, for sure.
Probably didn't have any business getting that.
Talk about how the gold didn't obviously go to Miracle play, but the fact that he got XP, and he needed that so freaking bad.
Yeah, he did.
Right? He was so far behind. That certainly helped.
OG are in here stealing Nigma stacks.
And that's gonna cost them. Sumail with a concoction from Mind Control getting chased. Nice block off again. My goodness. GH just showing why he is one of the best Tusks in the world. That leads to Sumail. But Topson, again with the Focus Fire. Shackle Shot's gonna connect. Here comes the snowball though. Miracle's in the area as well. GH is gonna get brought down. Topson have to be a little careful here. No really trying to heal him to a high degree, but not gonna be able to do so. If no come out, will be bursted down as well. So 3 kills, and all it cost them was a GH Tusk. I don't think we'll be able to push this any further as Sumail comes to play as well. As you are just enamored by the band. Man, you are very easily distracted by a banjo. That's good to know.
I don't know why I find this. I don't know why I find this so funny. Like he dies, and the first thing he says is, "I love this game so much, man." And he plays his banjo. Like, how is that your reaction to getting killed? He's just keeping morale high. I think they thrive on just pretending that nothing matters.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
It's good
in the future. I'm gonna
fun.
have to buy a banjo so that I can easily distract you from doing your job the rest of the way.
You are generally great at doing that as soon as we get on camera immediately by looking at me weirdly.
That's very true.
Seb?
ILTW setting something up with GH here. Oh, the Lucent Beast's gonna be able enough to finish him off into the Eclipse. They lose one in the Tusk, and the Eclipse is completely mitigated thanks to the stun to ILTW.
Play the banjo.
There's no banjo yet.
No banjo charges there. He broke the string. Topson.
Okay.
MC is in a big
Focus Fire. Mind Control looks to be dead. Lucent Beam is there. Oh.
You deserve it.
Survived a little bit longer than I thought, but Topson is getting out of control. Is he not? I think the Maelstrom's on the way, right? It has to be. Feels like it's been a while. Maybe his courier got killed earlier.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah, it's coming now.
So, okay, let's look a little bit ahead. So, Gyro is doing very, very well, clearly, and he will go eggs. You asked earlier, I think.
Stampede, hook stomp, double edge. Topson is in the area as well. They're able to take out ILTW. Double kill for Sumail with the relocate, and GH definitely regretting his decision to help out. That'll be a 3rd kill, likely for Sumail. Indeed, it is. 2K net worth lead for OG. They want to extend this to a game 3.
Yeah, Gyro is getting absolutely enormous. Ags will be up in probably like 3 minutes at this rate for Sumail. So he'll be sitting on Axe Maelstrom Treads minute 16. Oh, they might find Miracle. He has 1 remnant left.
Expectation.
Does hit in the end. Kuroki with a static link. Set, forcing Miracle out of the trees, and another shackle shot into another death. This time for Kuroki. CP support from GH. Ready to go. In fact, multiple heroes coming in for Team Nigma. And Seb with the Vanguard just so tanky, they don't want to go on him. Really good positioning here. So another homing miss on a Miracle. Shackle shot connects as well. Beautiful timing of the layering. Obviously, you can't really, but very well played either way. At least a much needed kill again onto Miracle. Miracle is having a bit of a rough one.
They're playing heavy punish because of this Alchemist offlane pick. When Mind Control isn't playing these like stronger controllers or lane dominators that he's very famous for, you do open up this vulnerability in Enigma's draft, including a 5 Razor as well, right? Where at this point in time, OG's line's just stronger, so you have to try to play keep away and try to get like long range kills with beams, with slight chains, this kind of stuff, instead of just fighting head on into an IO gyro combination. I think your timing, honestly, is out getting Ags and giving it to Luna. That's when your lineup suddenly has something special. When Luna gets level 2 Eclipse as well, and you just pump that Ags out in the middle of a fight when BKBs are not available yet, that could be a turning point for Nigma. But they kind of have to, honestly, I don't see any other play on the map right now, except maybe getting this one Hoodwink kill bot and the tier 1 tower. Nothing is available for them outside of that. Soxa?
Gonna pop the scurry, but blocked off by the shards. TP's coming in from Seth, though. And you can see the sharpshooter was actually used in addition to the stampede, but no blink dagger yet for Seb. He's really close to it, though. But this will be enough to defend this tier 1 tower. In fact, a relocate was up as well. Is there any way that the Ags is going to go to Miracle instead?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
If the game was going according to plan, maybe. I don't think it's going to pay off enough. It is a great Ags, but I don't think Miracle's game is good enough that he's going to suddenly just change the entire outcome. I think they need to play for that team fight personally, but I could definitely see them choose to do it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's one of those two, of course.
Dire's
goes without saying.
tower has fallen.
What, you don't want to see Ags on Kuroki? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
5 Razor? I mean, to be fair,
just kick away the
Tusk,
gyro.
Okay, Tusk kick is very underrated, but it's a late game thing, and it's against like BKB specifically. That's really, but yeah, not gonna happen here.
Except with the dagger, he's looking for an opening here.
Kuroki's in the vicinity. He's not giving his Aghanim Scepter to him. That's very, very unacceptable. That is the captain of your team, Sumail. Looks like he's gonna go for this ancient DH. Yeah, we got the shackle shot, and that is gonna be the death of Tusk to start this fight out. Looks like the rest of Team Nigma not really interested. And like you said, the Ags is on Luna, so you'll get that big time Eclipse, which you can cast on heroes. Miracle, he is focus fire, but looks like he's gonna be fine.
Ember strength.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of invading this jungle. It's Mind Control has to concoct himself. That's unfortunate. They're gonna actually. Stampede is there. The hook stomp is only going to connect on one, but it is Mind Control. They'll take that any day of the week. Sumail gets credit for that one. And potentially Roshan is next. 6K net worth lead at 16 minutes. This is a shellacking.
All right, give me your guess on what Gaben thinks in terms of win rate right now. Give me your
Gaben, let's see, it's against an Alchemist. But then again, you have a Razor support, which he probably doesn't have any data on. So I'm going to say 5% for Team Nigma.
Damn, dude, you hit it. Spot on, 95 to 5.
I would say I cheated, but I literally don't know the hotkey to show that still. After 10 years of tests.
That was a really good guess. Wow, I did not think you were going to guess that high. That's still... Yep, it's a problem. We don't need to sugarcoat it. Nigma getting owned. They're 7k down with an Alch. They got bodied in mid lane. These earlier moves have just snowballed with the IO gyro, and I honestly think you're literally looking at, you need to get a 2-hero slight chains combination with Eclipse on top. It's probably your only win condition right now in a team fight is that exact play. And time is ticking because BKBs will come out. So you kind of got to look for it now.
His remnants were right where Sumail was. The remnant out close to his tier 2. Looks like he's fine. I mean, ILTW is level 12.
Oh, perfect ward by Soxa.
You saw that? Okay.
Just saw that smoke.
Topson would be a big kill, but they know what's coming. And obviously Roshan already dead. Aegis is on Sumail. Now, mind control, homing missiles there. And it just feels like there's no getting out of this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he is going to die here. Very dead. Very, very dead indeed. Nigma, they were in the area, but... And smoked, obviously, but like you said, it was spotted out early, so... Yeah, this is getting ugly. Although, okay, into the triangle they go. This would be a huge kill onto Topson. That's the snowball to start. Oh, the shard breaking in, and yeah, there's the Eclipse. Doing a lot of damage, but Topson's gonna live. There's the plasma Hiroki to finish him off. Static one supplied as well. No tail. So has that relocate coming in 3 seconds. We'll see if he continues to tether to Sumail, but looks like it's not gonna be the case. He wants to fight, and despite getting that one kill, okay, miracle.
Oh, shucks. I could have waited
Like
a little bit longer on the sharpshooter for the kill.
Has one more remnant. Seb, gonna get chained. So has the bushwhack. It's not gonna be the range here. Away he goes. All right, so that's the silver lining for Nigma, that Miracle does live finally. But still,
usually when a team trades the Razor for the Windranger, like, that's pretty even. But in this case, it's a level 9 position 5 Razor for the level 15 position 2 Windranger. So it's something. But Nigma were hoping for something bigger there. Every Eclipse that doesn't give them a big win means BKB is just that bit closer. And that's the ultimate counter to this dire lineup. They have nothing against BKB at all. You have a Luna with a little bit of glaives, that's it. It's not.
Dire's middle tower.
So the ILTW, I mean, obviously it's pretty early, but has Dragonlance, Yasha, and I mean, you did see the power of that Ags equip.
Okay, maybe turn around here.
Okay, with GH's help though, they're able to take out Topson. So Nigma, they're going to lose Kuroki on the other side, but again, like you said, they'll take that. So a couple of, I don't know, untimely deaths here for Topson. Creating a little bit of open
his BKB
space.
is getting delayed at least. Gyros is, of course, already up and running. So he can solve the Eclipse.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Wouldn't mind seeing Noto go for a Glimmer Cape this game either. Similar logic, just make sure whoever gets targeted by Eclipse stays alive. Relocate top. They've got GH.
Yep, he's dead. And obviously Roshan is, or the Aegis online for Sumail. Hey, is this, so this feels more like a lineup that can go farther than tier 2 with just the first Aegis. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Yeah. I think so.
We'll see what they can do with it. Sumail is now working on a Scotty for himself. The BKB is at 9 seconds, so it's max. And, I mean, what is Nigma? Do they have a power spike coming? I mean, it's... Sorry, I looked at Kuroki. He has a mech, which isn't unusual for support, but it's just weird to see. Is there like some sort of power spike that you would want to try to wait for?
Radiant structures are falling. Radiant's bottom
well, for me it was the Eclipse. Once again, I think waiting is the wrong strategy. I think you want to take advantage of the Ags while it has maximum value, so I would like to see them fight now. If they are waiting for something, what is it really?
Oh, he actually lives. All right.
Hey, what are you looking at? Alchemist BKB? It's very close. Is that even very good here? He's gonna walk in and cast an acid spray and a concoction and then hit for 100 damage.
Yeah, I thought he'd, at this stage, would just go, if he's gonna have that much gold, just get that second Axe.
Get an Axe for Ember or Solar Crest, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't think BKB is gonna drastically change anything for him. Don't really agree with this choice, but we'll see. Like, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a very, very big value play you can make with this BKB. Can you like concoct and just run at the IO perhaps? Or he can't kill anyone. Not even close. So what are you getting the BKB for except just to make sure you get a concoction? That's kind of all it does.
Yeah, that's a great and valid question, Cinderin. I couldn't answer it for you. Maybe in a post-game interview in the future we can get that settled for you.
It hits. Kuro's broken.
Yeah, Kuro is running into his base, which he's still not technically safe, but the Ice Sharks do create a little bit of the space here. Bushwhack. And it looks like that is a retreating Stampede. Well, they see Miracle in the forest as well. With mind control, double edge, Topson slows them down. and this looks like an inevitable death for mind control. It does have that BKB like we talked about. Oh, okay.
BKB?
Yeah.
Radiant's
Let's see what it does. It's creating space. You can't argue that, Cinderin. He goes into the trees. There's the shackle. Double edge. Hook stomp.
Didn't let it TP'd out after BKB?
He could have. Yeah. I mean, he was focus fired, right? But I feel like that's not enough damage.
He was a bit in the tree lines for a short while when he BKB'd. I think he had a bit of fog. So.
Yeah, I mean, so this is a 6K network lead for OG, and it is an Alchemist against an Alchemist. It is offlane, but still, it feels like this 6K is really more like a 10, 11K network lead right now.
It's a major lead. Seb?
Even 6K would be huge. Is Seb? Yep, or Seb to safety. Miracle, just trying to be as annoying as possible. So this Aegis is now gone. Butterfly, very close to being finished for Sumail, and they can just wait for the second rush. They have so much map control right now. They have their stacked camps to get through. They have the entire Nigma jungle to get through. So feels like sky's the limit right now for OG in this game too.
Scanning.
We have another relocate. Into the creeps we go, defending the tier 1 tower. That was a baby relocate if I've ever seen one. But this gives them enough time to get the butterflies. Min-max to the highest level, Cinderin.
Yeah, they don't feel like they're going to need this relocate in the next minute. They have full map control. I guess Nigma will go to the one place they can go through, which is bottom. They're just going to follow Miracle. Damn, he is just a shell of last game here. Level 14. Minute 25. Windranger, even after those 2 or 3 deaths like we talked about on Topson Chain dying, he's still 3 levels ahead of Miracle. It's been a rough one.
What do you think the biggest reason for that is? Is it just, I mean, obviously he lost his lane. We can go back to that every time. Is that literally
That's the biggest reason.
Radiant's middle tower.
He lost his lane really badly. He didn't just lose, he got absolutely run over. That's the biggest reason.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The second biggest reason is obviously that they didn't really find many kills afterwards as a recovery.
Alright, they're gonna try to go high ground here, which again, no Aegis right now. And damage from GH and Kuroki. Sumail's at half HP, and they're just gonna blow up GH from basically the other side of the base here. Not much really needed to take him out. That's how much of a lead they have right now. 9K. And we just wait for the second rush, which is in another minute and a half, so a longer spawn than normal. I think it's been like 20-30 seconds since it was available to see, so.
Illusion.
But all the outer towers, other than the tier 2 bot, are down. Now there's a DD bot for Topson to bottle up.
Lose together, lose together.
This will align pretty nicely with the upcoming Roshan fight, which I assume, like from Nigma's perspective, they just have to defend. Which again, Eclipse with Ags, that is, I mean, in an enclosed space like Roche Pit, that is pretty powerful. Acid spray
it
on
is
top,
theoretically
you have
possible.
Some
But once again, the options just... It's extremely situational what they have to do, right? They have to find a key stun that they can kill with Eclipse in, and they can't be on the BKB heroes. They can't really lead with anyone because they have no dagger for the catch, so it can only be an Ember Slight Chains, which is not a stun. And they're playing into relocate. Mech.
Okay, mind control just BKB TP this time. Successful. I think that's literally the reason he bought it, as Kuroki is going to get dropped in the river. So he wants to push lanes and then be able to BKB TP out. That's the actual reason he bought it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Your thoughts?
Not a fan.
Your thoughts, sir? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's pretty insane.
Yep, there's a reason you haven't.
They don't have any BKB piercing stun unless an MKB is picked up, or a BK or basher, which no one's really gonna get. It's interesting.
I don't know. I'm still puzzled. Like, I still try to understand what the reasoning is behind this. Usually mind control builds and what he does in the game make a lot of sense to me, but this one is just a bit out of left field. Maybe he feels like he just, with DKB, he can get like 2 concoctions off in a fight, and without it, he can get 0. So maybe it's something like that. Because I really don't think it's for the split pushing argument. I don't think he's going to go for that.
Radiant's middle tower.
Aegis on Sumail.
Yep, second row. It was scanned out. And that's a good question. Io has it. I assume that's who they gave it to. So Tether now stuns. We're back to 1999. That's not technically accurate. When was Io put in? Like 2006 or something like that. As we have a relocate. All right, into the creep wave. I keep hyping up this relocate. There's nothing else to hype up. This game is a Gaben level shellacking, Cinder. Not even remotely close. Sumail almost has Satanic as well, so gonna be close to unkillable.
All of OG's heroes are sitting under an observer ward here, so Nigma did have information about what's happening, but I think even if they didn't have a ward, they kind of knew where they were anyway right now, to be honest. Miracle, not gonna get any courier kills here.
And interestingly enough, Seb is actually building an Aghanim Scepter on Centaur. That's very cool. So this will allow you to run through the shards, which have actually been the most annoying spell for them. In addition to, you know, giving that little damage mitigation and extra seconds of Stampede as GH getting gone on. Call down will just clip him, but they're going to focus on the towers right now. And, sharpshooter. Oh, into the power shot! Oh, damn. GH. That was basically global. Goodness gracious.
I heard OG CSGO could use some firepower, guys.
Oh boy. Sumail pops that Satanic, and he's going to get healed to a high degree now. Oh. Here comes the Eclipse from afar. It's not really that much though, as the Stampede is finally used. It's used for initiation though. It gets forced out to the low ground. Okay, now Mind Control trying to do as much damage as he can. 2-7's already popped everything, but they can't do anything against the Gyrocopter. Going for Io. Io finally dies. No tail. To his grave he goes. Only cost him 2 supports though. 2 for 2. Topson looking for more. Oh my god, the shotgun shot actually connects. But they don't really have any gap close. Although Topson uses that blink. Focus fire now onto Miracle. Going in pretty deep. Concoction's going to be dodged thanks to that BKB. And this will create enough space for Sumail to secure this barracks, as I would assume. Still has Aegis. Okay, watching Kuroki's here. BKB's pop. Bushwhack. Getting static linked. And Topson, he's the one that has to be careful. He does not have the Aegis or cheese or anything of that regard. Alright, looks like Sumail is just going to have to back out. As Nigma trying their best to hold on, but again with the Satanic, not healing him that much right now. They're going to be able to take out Soxa on the backside as Topson's getting quite low. Onto the high ground they go. Trophy, it's up the plasma field. They finally take out this Aegis. Beautiful shackle, but a little bit too late. The Zeb jumps in with the hook stop onto 2, and that'll clean up another couple members as OG looking to take this game number 2. And with that second, yeah, this is going to be a, I would likely think a double Rax. Seb is just going to tank up these towers as the Banjo, I know you're distracted right now, Syndra. Banjos did go off. Sumail, okay. A couple buybacks, they can try to defend here as GH taking a lot of damage from the Rocket Barrage. Fall down's going to connect on all 3 though. Mind Control the BKB Topson has the focus fire, and Sumail just focusing on the Miracle as that is a death again. Dieback for him as ILTW limping back to base. Looks like he'll survive, but
Dire's middle tower
this will be many a buildings going down.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Always feels bad as a Centaur when you have no building that's able to hit you. When you get to the racks, the naked racks, he's useless. Very sad. Alright, Sumail. Mind Control. Foot stomp. Into death. Choo-choo. Banjos. Let's just commentate the voice lines. This is a second Rax now, and they could just go for throw. Absolutely. Still die back on both Alp and Ember.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But in classic Ti10 style, nobody's calling GG yet. Seth jumps in with the hook stop, connect on Razor. But it's going to be enough to get the kill yet again. No tail on the sideline though. Has his tether available to try to get onto Sumail. Uses it. The move to chase in. And it ends up taking him out. He bursts like a pinata. And it actually is a pinata because he is pretty decently farmed compared to the rest of Nigma. Right, sharpshooter, ILTW, pops the BKB, getting chased by Sumail, who no longer has the Aegis and no longer has IO by his side, at least not yet. Looks like there was a relocate actually, so just refilling
Dire's
Seb a little
bottom
bit here.
tower is under attack.
Sumail's like, hey, I don't have mana, bro. Where's my IO at? Just taking me back to base. Aghanim Scepter. On to Topson, so the win
Dire's
run
bottom tower
moves constantly. They're going for the tier 4, so they could go for Megas, technically. The tier 2 is down, but the game, it feels so over. Sumail getting Lucent Beam. He does have to be a little bit careful here. He does not have Aegis. And I think they used the cheese already, if I'm not mistaken. Mind control, concoction. He's ripe and ready. Oh, he's going to use it onto a Topson illusion. Very sad to see. Foot stomp. Looks like mind control is going to find his way to the grave, along with GH. And Team Nigma are going to finally lose game 2.